Have you felt lately that something invisible is chasing you? Do you wake up feeling tired for no apparent reason? Do you sense that opportunities are slipping through your fingers as if someone is pushing them away? Perhaps you've noticed your relationships deteriorating without explanation, that money doesn't stay in your hands, or that a sense of heaviness accompanies you when you step into your home. You are not alone. Since ancient times, our ancestors understood that we live surrounded not only by the visible world, but also by energies and forces operating in dimensions we cannot see with our physical eyes. These forces can be manipulated, and sometimes they can be aimed directly at us. Envy, resentment, ill intentions, they are not just simple emotions. They are energies that can manifest in your life as real obstacles. Have you noticed objects disappearing and reappearing in different places? Recurring dreams featuring dark figures? A metallic taste in your mouth upon waking? These are clear signs of negative interference in your energy field. For centuries, those in tune with the unseen have sought ways to protect themselves. Among all the saints and spiritual protectors, there is one whose power is legendary, precisely because he knows the dark arts from the inside. Saint Cyprian. Who was Saint Cyprian? A powerful sorcerer and magician who mastered the dark arts, capable of controlling spirits and casting fearsome spells. However, after an encounter with divine light, he renounced his practices and transformed his knowledge into protection for the innocent. Saint Cyprian is unique among protective saints because he knows every dark corner of the spiritual world. He understands every ritual of attack, every method of energy manipulation, every way you can be harmed. And because of that, he knows exactly how to undo these works. Today, I'm going to reveal to you an ancient ritual that has been passed down in secret for generations, a ritual that invokes the direct protection of Saint Cyprian using 3 simple but extremely powerful elements: purifying water, protective salt, and the white flame that dispels shadows. This is not just any ritual. It's not a simple energy cleansing. It's a direct invocation to the saint who has the power to reverse dark works, cut negative ties, and create an impenetrable shield around your life. A ritual that, when performed over consecutive nights, can completely transform your destiny. The Saint Cyprian ritual I'm going to share with you today is one of the best-kept secrets among those who know the invisible. For centuries, this knowledge has been passed from master to disciple, from grandmother to granddaughter, always whispered, always with the warning to use it only when necessary because its power is immense. Saint Cyprian was no ordinary saint. He was born in Antioch in the 3rd century and was known as the most powerful wizard of his time. He mastered necromancy, could summon storms, make animals speak, and control weak minds. Kings and emperors sought his services, and many feared him for his ability to manipulate dark forces. But something extraordinary happened. When he tried to use his powers against a young Christian named Justina, his spells failed for the first time. Intrigued, he discovered that true faith was more powerful than all his magical knowledge. This revelation led to a profound transformation. He renounced the dark arts, burned his spellbooks, and dedicated the rest of his life to protecting the innocent from the very forces he had once controlled. This story is crucial to understanding why this ritual is so effective. Saint Cyprian not only knows the dark arts, he knows their weaknesses. He understands exactly how to undo a spell, how to cut a tie, how to cleanse a house of negative presences. The 3 elements of this ritual were not chosen randomly. Each has a deep meaning within the Cyprian tradition. Water, not just any water, but water prepared with intention, represents the flow of life and original purity. In the secret teachings of Saint Cyprian, water is the first element of creation, capable of dissolving all negativity and restoring natural order. Sea salt contains the primordial essence of the ocean, where all life began. In the esoteric traditions that Saint Cyprian mastered, salt serves as an impenetrable shield against low entities and energies. It not only protects, it expels and exorcises. The white candle symbolizes the transformation that Saint Cyprian himself experienced, from darkness to light. Its flame acts as a beacon in the spiritual world, signaling the protective presence of the saint while driving away shadows. When these three elements are combined with the right intention and the precise words, something extraordinary happens. A direct channel with Saint Cyprian opens up. It's as if a direct line of communication is established with the most powerful protective saints against dark works. And the most amazing thing about this ritual is that it doesn't require any prior knowledge or special skills. All you need is faith, determination, and to follow exactly the steps I'll reveal to you today, because this ritual was designed for ordinary people who need extraordinary protection. But before I reveal the exact procedure of this powerful ritual, let me share something that might surprise you. In 2018, in a small town in Jalisco, an entire family was suffering from inexplicable misfortunes. The father lost his job, the mother fell seriously ill, the children began having terrifying nightmares with the same dark figure, and their home seemed to have turned into a magnet for accidents and conflicts. Doctors, psychologists, even spiritual counselors, no one could help them. Until an elderly man told them about the Saint Cyprian ritual. After 7 consecutive nights of performing exactly what I'll teach you today, everything changed. The mother miraculously recovered, the father received 3 job offers, the nightmares ceased, and peace returned to their home. Coincidence? Perhaps. But similar stories repeat time and again among those who have discovered this ritual. By the end of this video, you will know step by step how to correctly perform this powerful invocation for 7 consecutive nights. You will learn the exact words to say, the precise moment to carry it out, and the signs that will indicate that Saint Cyprian has heard your call. You will see that when you perform this ritual with the right intention, you begin to notice subtle yet profound changes. People with ill intentions naturally distance themselves from your life. Opportunities that seemed blocked start to flow. Nightly rest becomes deep and restorative. And that feeling of being watched or pursued simply disappears. The ancient manuscripts attributed to Saint Cyprian, many of which are stored in secret libraries of the Vatican, refer to this ritual as the Shield of the 7 Seals. 7, a number of perfect protection. 7 nights to complete a cycle of total cleansing. They say that during the Inquisition, entire families were saved thanks to this ritual. When accusations of witchcraft could mean death, those protected by Saint Cyprian remained invisible to the eyes of their pursuers. Are you ready to discover this ancient knowledge? Stay with me, because what you are about to learn can completely transform your destiny. The history of the Saint Cyprian ritual is fascinating and dates back to the early centuries of our era. After his conversion, Cyprian did not destroy all his esoteric knowledge, he transformed its uses. He understood that the same forces he had manipulated for dark purposes could be redirected to protect, heal, and liberate. The earliest records of this ritual appear in manuscripts from the 6th century, in Byzantine monasteries where monks used variations of this practice to protect their sacred spaces. When invasions loomed, they performed this ritual, and, according to chronicles, the enemies passed by blindly before the doors of the monastery. During the Middle Ages, the ritual made its way to the Iberian Peninsula, where it merged with local traditions. In Spain, especially in Galicia and Andalusia, Saint Cyprian became the quintessential protector against curses and envy. Families performed this ritual when they felt they had been given the evil eye, or when inexplicable misfortunes loomed over them. With colonization, this knowledge crossed the Atlantic and took deep root in Mexico and throughout Latin America. Here, the ritual was enriched with elements from indigenous traditions, creating a powerful synthesis we know today. Mexican healers, guardians of this wisdom, added their profound knowledge of plants and prayers, further enhancing its effects. What's fascinating about this ritual is the deep symbolism of each element. Water, in Cyprian cosmology, represents the flow of life. It is not just the physical element, but the primordial conductor of vital energy. When you prepare the water for this ritual, you are creating a channel that can dissolve and transform negative energies. Saint Cyprian taught that water remembers. It absorbs energetic impressions and can be programmed with intention. Sea salt contains the primordial memory of the ocean. In esoteric terms, salt is considered a liquid stone, a crystal that has memorized the patterns of original creation. In ancient Cyprian texts, it is said that salt repels all that is unnatural and contrary to life. When salt is dissolved in water, it creates a substance that not only cleanses but recalibrates energetic frequencies to their natural state of harmony. The white candle represents transformation and illumination. Its flame is not just physical fire, it is a door between dimensions. In writings attributed to Saint Cyprian, he explains that the white flame attracts the gaze of celestial guardians. The light of the candle acts as a beacon in the spiritual plane, signaling your location so that Saint Cyprian can find you and extend his protection over you. This ritual has survived centuries of persecution and forgetfulness because it works. During the Inquisition, when possessing the Book of Saint Cyprian could mean death, people memorized this ritual and passed it on orally. Entire families performed it in secret, finding protection when they needed it most. Today, in a world where negative energies take on new forms, this ritual remains as relevant as it was centuries ago. Because although times change, the need for spiritual protection remains constant. Now, let's delve deeper into how these elements actually work in the invisible plane. Because this ritual is not symbolic, it is practical and operational in dimensions we cannot see, but that directly affect our everyday reality. The water you will use in this ritual is not simply H2O. When you prepare it with intention and awareness, it transforms into what the ancient Cyprian manuscripts call aqua vitae, water of life. At an energetic level, this water acts like a liquid magnet. Imagine that negative energies, spells, envies, and malicious thoughts are like dark particles floating around you, clinging to your energy field. The water prepared in this ritual attracts them to itself, just as a magnet attracts iron filings. In more technical terms, water has a unique ability to alter its molecular structure depending on the energies it is exposed to. Studies by Dr. Masaru Emoto demonstrated how water can memorize frequencies. In this ritual, water becomes a conscious vessel, capable of absorbing the negative to then be discarded, taking harmful influences with it. Sea salt is not just a seasoning, it is a multi-dimensional purifier. At a microscopic level, salt crystals have a perfect geometric structure that emits a specific vibrational frequency. This frequency is incompatible with the low vibration energies that cause blockages and discomfort in our lives. Saint Cyprian taught that salt functions as an energetic firewall. When you dissolve it in water, each crystal releases ions that neutralize negative energetic charges. It's as if you are creating an invisible network of tiny protective shields. That's why, when you prepare the water with salt for this ritual, you are literally programming a substance that disintegrates dark works. The white candle is perhaps the most fascinating element from an esoteric perspective. The flame of a candle does not entirely belong to our physical plane. Fire is the only element that transforms matter into light and heat, a visible transmutation of dimensions. When you light a white candle with conscious intention, you create what Saint Cyprian called an interdimensional lighthouse. This lighthouse serves two simultaneous functions. First, it attracts the attention and presence of Saint Cyprian, who, according to tradition, can perceive these luminous signals from the spiritual plane. Second, the flame acts as a disruptor of dense energies. Low-frequency entities and energies cannot maintain their coherence near a consecrated flame. They literally destabilize and disperse. When you combine these three elements, receptive water, transmuting salt, and dimensional fire, you create a complete system of protection, cleansing, and transformation. It's like establishing an energetic circuit that first detects negative interferences, water, then neutralizes them, salt, and finally transmutes them, fire. The most extraordinary part is that this system works automatically, without needing you to visualize or concentrate constantly. Once you activate the ritual correctly, it operates on its own while you sleep, while you work, while you live your everyday life. It's like installing a spiritual security system that functions 24/7. And most importantly, unlike other protection methods that merely create temporary barriers, this St. Cyprian ritual does not just protect, it transforms. Negative energies are not only blocked, they are reconverted. Dark works are not just neutralized, they are completely dissolved. Harmful energetic ties are not just cut, they are healed so that they cannot be reformed. It's a comprehensive purification system that, night after night, reconstructs your energy field until it becomes impenetrable to new attacks. This ritual I'm revealing to you is not isolated in history. Its effectiveness has been recognized and adapted by various spiritual traditions over the centuries, further validating its power. In the monasteries of Mount Athos in Greece, there exists a variation of this ritual that Orthodox monks still perform today. They place holy water with salt at the entrances of their cells and light white candles while reciting protective psalms. For centuries, these monasteries have remained havens of peace, even during devastating wars and conflicts. In Spanish esoteric tradition, especially in the Great Book of St. Cyprian, this ritual is mentioned as one of the most effective against works of envy and the evil eye. Healers from remote villages in Galicia and Asturias kept this practice alive during the Inquisition, when revealing esoteric knowledge could cost one's life. In Mexico, during the colonial era, this ritual merged with indigenous practices. Mexican healers immediately recognized the resemblance to their own energy cleansing methods and adopted St. Cyprian as one of their principal protectors. Even today, in traditional markets like Sonora in Mexico City, you can find candles dedicated to St. Cyprian and amulets that complement this ritual. Even modern science has started to recognize principles similar to those at work in this ritual. Research on structured water, bioenergetic fields, and the impact of intention on physical matter is validating what practitioners of this ritual have known for centuries. The most astonishing part is how seemingly disconnected traditions arrived at similar conclusions. From Tibetan temples to Russian Orthodox churches, from African healers to Amazonian shamans, all developed practices that combine water, salt, and fire for spiritual protection. This convergence of wisdom is not a coincidence. It's evidence of a universal truth that transcends cultures and eras. There are effective methods to protect ourselves in the invisible plane, and this Cyprian ritual has refined those methods to their simplest, most powerful expression. Saint Cyprian himself said, "True protection does not need complexity, it needs understanding." By understanding the function of each element and performing the ritual with clear intention, you access a tradition of protection that has sheltered millions throughout the centuries. And now, this knowledge comes to you exactly when you need it. It is time for me to reveal to you exactly how to perform this powerful protection ritual. Pay close attention to every detail, because the effectiveness depends on precision. I will guide you step by step so you can begin as soon as tonight. First, you will need to prepare the sacred elements. For the water, you need a clear glass, never plastic, which blocks subtle energies. The ideal glass is one that has no decorations or colors. If possible, use a new glass that has never been used. Rinse it only with running water without soap or chemicals. The perfect size is a medium glass that can hold about 200 milliliters of water. The water should be as pure as possible. Ideally, use spring water or filtered water. If you only have tap water, let it sit in a glass pitcher for at least 3 hours before using it, so the chemicals can settle and evaporate. Never use carbonated water or flavored water. For the salt, you should use unrefined sea salt, preferably coarse. Table salt has lost many of its energetic properties due to industrial processing. Dead sea salt or Himalayan salt are also excellent options. Store this salt in a glass or ceramic container, never in plastic or metal. For the candle, you need a pure white candle, preferably made of beeswax or natural wax. Avoid scented or decorative candles as they contain chemicals that interfere with the energetic process. The candle should be new, never before lit, and large enough to burn for at least 30 minutes each night for 7 nights. You will also need a small white ceramic plate to safely hold the candle and a small spoon, preferably wooden, to dissolve the salt. Now, the preparation process. Choose a quiet place in your home, preferably your bedroom or a space where you feel safe. The ritual should be performed when the sun has completely set and before midnight. The period between 9 p.m. and 11 p.m. is ideal. Wash your hands with running water, drying them with a clean towel. This act is not just hygienic, it's symbolic. You are preparing for a sacred work. Place the glass on a flat, stable surface near where you sleep. Fill the glass 3/4 full with the prepared water. Take 3 pinches of sea salt with your index and thumb of your right hand, or left if you are left-handed. As you take the salt, briefly visualize a bright white light surrounding it. Then, holding the salt over the water, say aloud but clearly, "Saint Cyprian, you who know the secrets of light and shadow, bless this protective salt with your transforming power. May it dissolve all negativity directed towards me and my home." Let the salt fall into the water and watch as it dissolves naturally. Do not stir or shake it yet. While the salt dissolves on its own, visualize how small flashes of light expand from each grain. Once the salt has dissolved almost completely, take the spoon and stir the water clockwise exactly 7 times, saying, "7 times the light turns, 7 times the circle closes, 7 nights of complete protection." Place the candle on its plate to the right of the glass, never to the left, which in the Cyprian tradition represents the side of shadows. Before lighting it, hold the candle in your hands and close your eyes for a moment. Visualize a golden light descending from above and completely enveloping the candle. Now, while lighting the candle, say these words with conviction. "Saint Cyprian, who knew darkness and chose light, I invoke you in this hour of need. By this white flame, I establish contact with your protective presence. Dissolve all negativity directed towards me. Cut all harmful energetic ties. Reverse all dark works to their origin. Protect my being, my home, and my loved ones with your impenetrable shield." Let the candle burn for at least 30 minutes, although ideally you want it to consume at least 1/3 of itself each night. You do not need to watch it constantly. You can continue with your normal activities in the room, but maintain an attitude of respect. When you are ready to conclude the night's ritual, never blow out the candle. This, according to tradition, disperses the accumulated energies. Instead, use a candle snuffer or slightly wet your fingers and gently pinch the flame to extinguish it. As you do this, simply say, "Thank you, Saint Cyprian, the protection is sealed." The glass with water and salt should remain in place all night, working while you sleep. The morning after the ritual, it is essential to follow these steps to complete the cycle of protection. Upon waking, before any other activity, take the glass with water and salt. Observe closely if you notice anything unusual. Sometimes, when the ritual is working particularly well, you may see small bubbles in the water, a slight haze, or even changes in color. These are signs that dense energies have been absorbed and are being neutralized. The water must be disposed of properly. Never throw it down the toilet or sink inside your house. Ideally, pour it into the ground, preferably in a corner of your garden or onto a plant, except edible plants. If you live in an apartment, you can store it in a bottle and later take it to a park or natural area. As you discard the water, gently say, "I return to the earth what does not belong to me. It is dissolved, transformed, and released." Rinse the glass only with running water, without soap or chemicals, and let it dry naturally. The same glass can be used for all 7 nights of the ritual. The candles should be kept in a safe place during the day. Do not allow others to touch or manipulate it. Each night, you will use the same candle until you complete the 7 nights. During the 7 days this ritual lasts, there are certain important precautions. Avoid excessive alcohol consumption, which weakens natural energetic barriers. Do not lend personal items to anyone during this period, especially items you carry regularly. Try to avoid intense conflicts and arguments. Your energy field is undergoing recalibration. Take a shower or bath each night before the ritual, ideally adding a handful of salt to the water. Maintain a clear and positive intention. Remember that this ritual does not seek to harm anyone. Its purpose is to protect you and restore natural balance. For each of the 7 nights, repeat the exact same procedure with a slight variation in the invocation. Each night, after lighting the candle, add these words. First night, by the first seal of Saint Cyprian, I protect my physical body. Second night, by the second seal of Saint Cyprian, I protect my emotions and feelings. Third night, by the third seal of Saint Cyprian, I protect my thoughts and mind. Fourth night, by the fourth seal of Saint Cyprian, I protect my home and living space. Fifth night, by the fifth seal of Saint Cyprian, I protect my relationships and connections. Sixth night, by the sixth seal of Saint Cyprian, I protect my work and abundance. Seventh night, by the seventh seal of Saint Cyprian, I seal this complete protection for 7 lunar cycles. This progression creates comprehensive protection that covers all aspects of your life. As you progress through the 7 nights of this powerful ritual, you will begin to notice subtle yet significant changes. It's important to pay attention to these signs as they confirm that the protection of Saint Cyprian is manifesting in your life. During the first 3 nights, it's common to experience what we call the cleansing phase. Your dreams may become more vivid or even disturbing. This should not alarm you. It's a sign that stagnant energies are being removed. Some people report dreams where they see themselves cleansing, bathing in waterfalls, or where dark figures recede. These are symbolic manifestations of the work being done in subtle planes. It's also common to feel slight physical changes, such as tingling in the limbs, sudden sensations of warmth or cold, or even brief muscle spasms. This indicates that your energetic system is recalibrating, similar to when we restart a computer to improve its performance. Between the 3rd and 5th nights, the reconstruction phase begins. Many people notice a significant improvement in sleep quality, deeper, more restorative. Upon waking, the heaviness that may have accompanied you has noticeably decreased. An unmistakable sign that the ritual is working is that people with toxic energies or negative intentions will begin to naturally distance themselves from you. Without confrontations, they will simply stop seeking you out or find excuses not to interact with you. This is no coincidence. The elevated frequency of your energy field has become incompatible with their low vibrations. On a material level, obstacles that seemed persistent start to dissolve. Stagnant situations begin to move. It's not uncommon that after the 5th night, unexpected opportunities arise, calls you've been waiting for finally come, or problems that seemed unsolvable suddenly find a way to resolve. The 6th and 7th nights mark the sealing phase. This is when changes become more evident and stable. A clear sign is the feeling of greater mental and emotional clarity. It's as if an invisible fog clouding your perception has dissipated. Many people report that after completing the 7 nights, mysteriously lost objects reappear, conflicted relationships transform or peacefully end, and inexplicable synchronicities begin to manifest in their daily lives. The right things happen at the right time. A particularly impactful testimony comes from Guadalajara, where a merchant experiencing unexplained losses in her business performed this ritual. By the 7th day, she discovered that a competitor had buried a enchanted object near the entrance of her store. After removing it and completing the protection cycle, her business not only recovered, but thrived like never before. Remember that results can manifest in different ways for each person, as each energetic situation is unique. Some notice dramatic, immediate changes, while others experience a more gradual but equally profound transformation. A particularly interesting phenomenon occurs with individuals performing this ritual while facing severe energetic attacks or black magic directed specifically at them. In such cases, it's not uncommon for physical manifestations to occur during the ritual, such as inexplicable noises in the house, objects falling for no apparent reason, or even unpleasant odors appearing and disappearing suddenly. These are signs that negative entities or energies are being displaced and are resisting the cleansing process. If you experience these phenomena, do not fear. On the contrary, they are confirmation that the ritual is working exactly as it should. Another notable result manifests in the realm of health. Although this ritual does not replace medical attention, many people report improvements in chronic ailments that did not respond to conventional treatments. Persistent headaches, recurring digestive issues, chronic insomnia, conditions that often have an energetic component, can be significantly alleviated when the negative burden is removed. In the economic realm, Saint Cyprian is known as a powerful unblocker of paths to prosperity. People who performed this ritual have experienced unexpected job offers, favorable resolutions in legal matters related to money, or even the emergence of business opportunities that previously seemed impossible. Remember, this ritual does not create a bubble isolating you from life's challenges. What it does is restore the natural flow of energies, removing artificial interferences and allowing your own gifts and abilities to manifest fully. Normal difficulties will still exist, but facing them from a clean and protected energy field makes all the difference. To further enhance the effects of the Saint Cyprian ritual, there are complementary practices you can incorporate during these 7 days. These additions are not mandatory, but they can significantly amplify the results. One especially powerful practice is to place a small image or medal of Saint Cyprian next to the glass of water and salt. You don't need an elaborate image, even a simple printed postcard will do. What matters is that it's present as a focal point of the energy invoked. If you don't have an image, you can write the name Saint Cyprian on a small piece of white paper with blue or black ink, never red. Another effective addition is to write your specific intention on a small piece of white paper. Write clearly and precisely what you seek to protect or resolve. For example, complete protection for my home and family, or dissolution of negative works directed towards my prosperity. Fold this paper 3 times towards you, never away from you, and place it under the candle plate. Each night, before starting the ritual, briefly touch this paper to reconnect with your intention. For cases of especially urgent protection, you can add 3 drops of olive oil to the water with salt. Olive oil, in the Cyprian tradition, acts as a spiritual lubricant that facilitates the dissolution of particularly resistant blockages. If you feel that the negative interference is very strong, you can create a complementary Cyprian shield. Simply place small containers of sea salt in the 4 main corners of your home, especially near windows and doors. These act as anchor points extending protection throughout your living space. A particularly powerful practice is to take a protection bath on the 7th day. Add warm water to your bathtub, a cup of sea salt, and, if possible, 7 white rose petals. Immerse yourself for at least 15 minutes, visualizing how any residual negative energy completely leaves your body and aura. Remember that these complementary practices enhance the main ritual but do not replace it. The core of the power lies in the consistency and precision with which you perform the basic ritual over the 7 consecutive nights. For those moments between ritual sessions, or for situations where you suddenly feel the need for protection, I will reveal a powerful direct invocation technique to Saint Cyprian that you can use anytime, anywhere. This technique is known as the Blue Shield of Cyprian, and it serves as immediate protection when you feel it's necessary. Unlike the 7-night ritual that works on deep and lasting cleansing, This invocation creates a temporary but powerful shield. Start by taking 3 deep breaths, centering your attention on your inner space. With your eyes closed or slightly open, visualize a point of cobalt blue light, bright and intense, forming in front of your chest. This deep blue is the color associated with Saint Cyprian in Iberian esoteric traditions. While holding this visualization, mentally or quietly say these words: Saint Cyprian, knower of shadows and guardian of light, extend your blue cloak over me now. By the power that transformed your life, protect my essence from all negativity. May your impenetrable shield surround me, visible to the eyes that see beyond. So it is, so shall it be. As you recite these words, visualize how that blue point of light rapidly expands, forming a luminous sphere that completely envelops you from head to toe. Feel this light as a liquid yet firm substance, like water that has solidified into a perfect shield. Perceive its temperature. Some feel it cool, others warm, and its energetic texture. This shield not only blocks negative energies, it also makes you invisible to directed energy manipulation works aimed at you. In the Cyprian tradition, it is said that this blue shield renders your essence unrecognizable to entities or energies seeking to interfere with your energy field. You can use this technique before entering places with dense energies, before meeting people you suspect may have negative intentions, or simply when you feel an inexplicable sense of vulnerability. The blue shield of Cyprian is especially effective when you have previously activated it during the 7-night ritual. It's as if you first establish an energetic account with Saint Cyprian through the complete ritual, and then you can make quick withdrawals of protection through this shorter invocation. Now I ask you, have you imagined what your life would be like free from negative interferences? How would your true talents, your authentic abilities, your purest essence manifest if nothing invisible were holding you back? Think about it for a moment. The opportunities you have inexplicably lost, the relationships that deteriorated for no apparent reason, the projects that stalled when everything seemed to indicate they would progress, the health that fluctuates without clear medical explanation, the nighttime restlessness that interrupts your sleep, the recurring negative thoughts that don't seem to truly belong to you. What if all of this were not coincidence? What if, as Saint Cyprian taught, there were energetic interferences that can be identified and, more importantly, dissolved? The ritual I have revealed to you today is not complicated. It does not require years of esoteric study or difficult-to-obtain tools. Just water, salt, a white candle, and your focused intention. Simple elements that, when combined with precise knowledge, can radically transform your reality. 7 nights. That's all it takes to initiate a profound transformation in your energy field. 7 nights to establish a direct connection with one of the most powerful spiritual protectors against dark works. 7 nights to reclaim your energetic space and return it to its natural state of clarity and power. Do not let doubt hold you back. Doubt, in itself, is often planted by the very forces that seek to keep you in a state of confusion and stagnation. Saint Cyprian taught that decisive action is the antidote to paralysis induced by negative energies. Start tonight. Don't wait for the conditions to be perfect. You don't need a full moon, a special day on the calendar, or a particular astrological configuration. The best protection is the one that begins exactly when you recognize it as necessary. As you perform this ritual over the next 7 nights, imagine all the people who, through the centuries, have found refuge and release in these very practices. Families protected during epidemics and wars. Individuals liberated from oppressive influences. Homes transformed from heavy spaces into sanctuaries of peace. Now it's your turn. The knowledge has come to you at the precise moment you need it. All that is required is your decision to act, your commitment for 7 nights, and your openness to receive the protection that Saint Cyprian offers to those who invoke him with respect and genuine need. As we reach the end of this revelation about the powerful St. Cyprian ritual, I want to share a final message with you. Spiritual protection is not a luxury, it is a birthright. Every human being deserves to live free from negative energetic interferences, free to manifest their true essence and potential. What you have learned today is a sacred tool to reclaim that right. By performing this ritual, you connect with an ancestral line of those protected by St. Cyprian, an invisible community of people who, throughout time and space, have found in these practices a path to liberation and clarity. You are not alone on this journey. Millions have walked it before you, and their collective strength enhances your own work. Always remember that the true power of the ritual lies not just in the words spoken or the elements used. It lies in your intention, in your inner conviction, in that part of you that recognizes truth when it hears it and resonates with the deepest laws of the universe. In our next meeting, I will reveal a perfect complement to this ritual, the prayer of the 7 knots of St. Cyprian, an ancient technique to undo specific works that have been performed against you or your loved ones. But for now, focus entirely on this basic protection ritual over 7 consecutive nights. In the meantime, pay close attention to the subtle and profound changes that will begin to manifest in your life. Observe how your perception clarifies, how your intuition strengthens, how positive synchronicities begin to multiply in your daily experience. May the transformative light that St. Cyprian found on his own path now illuminate yours. May the knowledge he once used to manipulate and now uses to protect be your unbreakable shield. May every step you take from today forward be free from interferences and filled with your authentic power. Your protection is activated. Your transformation has begun. Your true essence now has space to shine without obstacles. Until our next meeting, remain in light and protection. With St. Cyprian as your guardian, your path is now illuminated and clear.